Hi, friends. This is Reverend Myra for our weekly Pastor's Update. It's so good to be with you. Happy Mother's Day to you as we prepare to celebrate Mother's Day this coming weekend. I'm so excited that Felicia Reed Watt will be our Mother's Day homilist. I know that many of you will be celebrating Mother's Day without your mothers, as others will be celebrating with their moms. We're still with them. I know that my mother passed away when I was 24 years old, but there's not a day that I don't think about her and hold her close in my heart. But I was thinking, that the role of mother is more than just biological, right? A mother is someone who nurtures. She's someone who loves and guides you. She is someone who supports you and is a healing presence. And so I suppose that we all have a little mothering in us, right? It is why when we baptize a baby here at Spiritus, that we recognize the characteristic of mother in God, right? Because God does all those things for us. God nurtures us. God guides us. God supports us. God is a healing presence for us. And so I love it when we baptize the baby and say, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God and mother of us all. God is mother and father to all of us. And so I'm just hoping and praying for you that you all have a rich and meaningful celebration for Mother's Day. Also, I want to just tell you that our visioning board and members of our staff will be participating in racial justice training this coming weekend. And so we're asking for your prayers for us. Sometimes the thought of racial justice is often anxiety producing for some, but I believe it's one of the most important pieces of work that we can do, right, in our organization here at Spiritus and in our world, right? And sometimes when I'm asked to explain that perspective, I often say to people, just reflect for a minute on what it would mean to live each day of your life as a person of color, knowing that injustice gets to have its way with you because no one else is required to pay attention. Just imagine that. I also ask them to imagine never having to know how privilege and power informs or shapes the reality in which they live. What would it mean to know that? And so that's the blessing, really, of racial justice training. And so for all of us to be able to pay attention and not to exhaust people of color in that work, I think it's important that we know what to look for while being able to know the impact that racial injustice has on others and on ourselves. So as we begin this journey that will hopefully deepen our racial knowledge and our racial stamina, give us some tools on how to lead better, we are really counting on your support and your prayers. And God is counting on all of us to take courageous steps towards a better future. We celebrated our family liturgy this past weekend with Siobhan Potter, and she just did an amazing job preaching and talking to us about staying connected. And in that spirit, they held an event right after the liturgy where over 50 people, kids, youth, teachers, and family celebrated at Ellison Park with games and treats and time together talking about what a great year they had. So shout out to Siobhan Potter and the teachers and our children for a wonderful year together. This Saturday, May 8th at 10 o'clock, we will be celebrating 9 children of the parish who will be participating in their first communion. And so I am proud to just kind of send a congratulations to them, to Matteo Caroci, Andy Caroci, Dominic DiPasquale, Emma Kogel, Maria McCarthy, Natalie Potter, Carter Smazniak, and Elena Smazniak, and William Tucker. So we send our congratulations to you for your sacrament of First Communion. Our church, has been chosen as a pop-up site for the vaccine in partnership with University of Rochester Medical Center. So again, we still need a few more vaccinators that are employees of the U of R. So if you're a nurse or a PA or a nurse practitioner or a physician or a pharmacist that works for U of R, we could still use your help in vaccinations or the observation site. We still need a physician to kind of oversee, everything to make sure people are okay. So if that's you, the dates are Saturday, May 22nd from 11 to 3 for the first vaccine, and then Saturday, June 12th from 11 to 3 for the second vaccine. We will be offering the Pfizer vaccine, so it is a 2 injection shot. If you are an employee of University of Rochester Medical Center, you will be added to the payroll and they will pay you to do that. If we exceed, the plan right now is to vaccinate 150 people on those 2 days, but there's a possibility that when we put it out, that if we get up to 300 people, then we might need to extend those hours beyond 3 o'clock and go to 7. So just so you have that heads up. So if you're interested and available, email Davis Craig your information and what you're able to help with, and we'll get you signed up and we'll be in touch with you. Also in June, Spark will be commemorating Juneteenth again with their 5th annual Rock Juneteenth 5K Run Walk, and that will be on June 19th at 1 o'clock. And of course, it's a celebration of the commemoration of the emancipation of slavery for all Black people and people of color in this country. And so if you're interested in being part of the 5K Run Walk, it's a hybrid this year, so they can have 200 people in person and everybody else can do their walk or their run anytime before June 19th or on June 19th in a different spot, so virtually. And you can go to itsyourrace.com to sign up to create your own team or join an existing team. So that'll be fun. I'm creating a team called Spark Sprinters, so you're more than welcome to join me for my team. Anyway, it will be at Genesee Valley Park, and there'll be more about that in the bulletin. So I also want to just tell you that the week of May 16th, the staff will be going on a 2.5-day retreat. And so on Monday, May 17th, there will be no noon mass. So there'll be no noon mass on May 17th. So I just want you to have the heads up for that. We send our heartfelt condolences to Sister Margie and Terry Schmidt on the death of Sister Margie's brother-in-law, Bob Schmidt, who is Terry's husband. Our hearts go out to John and Pat Hopkins Eisenberg and the Rich family on the death of Pat's sister-in-law, Kathy Rich. We send our deepest sympathy to Caitlin Hickey and the Hickey family on the death of Caitlin's father, Robert Hickey. And we send our love to Steve and Mary Havron Smith, to Eric and Brian and Sarah on the death of Steve's sister-in-law, Faith G. Smith, and their children's aunt, Faith, who died in Kalamu. Also, we send our deepest condolences to Kevin J.W. Swallow and his wife, Anka, on the death of Anka's father, Ili Bach, who died recently in Romania. So friends, we want you to know that we are sending our hearts to you. We're sending our love to you. We're thinking about you during this time of grief and difficulty and sadness. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of this beautiful week. Some days we have sun, some days we have rain. When the rains come, I hope you feel God saturating you with God's love in every drop. Thank you so much. I will see you again next week for our weekly Pastor's Update. Take care.